that's soon to be a #1 best-selling published author. Very soon. So I don't know. I think we've known each other only like 3 years, but it is amazing how you sometimes know someone 1 year and you feel like it's 20. So I feel like that with you. Like you meet someone and they just are someone that you are very close with. Yeah, and Debbie is the real deal with, she just is so real. Like, she's been through it all, and she's probably the most non-judgmental person I've ever known. That's the gift that she got out of been through it all. And you could come to her with absolutely anything, and she could help you through it. And I think that's the gift you got through going through all the stuff you've gone through. And she's just, you go up to her, and she's like a fairy with an open heart. Like, you just go, and you're like, I want more of her energy. So she's a beautiful person, a beautiful soul, and you'll see that when she speaks with you all. And her expertise is the worthiness warrior. So many of us in the world, probably 95% of the population thinks they're not good enough. And so she's here to tell you different. So, Debbie.
Hi, everyone. Hi. So, before I started, you inspired me for a moment, Jen, and I just wanted to know if we could take 30 seconds and just a moment of silence for all the people who have passed lately, and all the hurt that's been in the world, and for your aunt.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if we could do that, that'd be great. Thank you. Okay, so I am the worthiness warrior, and I have been through a lot, and I used to feel all the time, because of my past and because of what I had been through, that I was wrong. So how many of you have ever felt wrong? Right? So
right.
I felt wrong there's a few of you who know my story, but there's some of you who don't. And I was an addict for over 35 years. I have been in prison. I have been clean now for, I think it's 6 years. I have just been on this path of changing my life in the last 3. I got out of prison in 2012. It's 2017 now. So I have radically changed my life. And when you're an addict and you're in those places and you're sitting in prison, do you know how wrong you think your life is? How many wrong things you have done? How you are at your lowest low and you don't think that anything you've done is probably right. So I'm here to tell you, I don't feel that I'm wrong anymore. And that there is a way to claim that and to let go of our wrongness and to claim our greatness. So the way that I like to do this is when we're sitting there and we're thinking, oh my gosh, I should have done that differently. Or, oh my gosh, what did I do? Why did I do that? That was so wrong. To know that we are all divine beings. And we are all here, whether it's the universe that you believe in, whether it's source, whether it's God, whatever it is that you believe in, I believe and I know that we are all divine. And source, the universe, God, doesn't make mistakes. So there is nothing that you could do that is wrong in source's eyes, in the universe's eyes, in everything's eyes. Every decision that I made is the decision that I made because it's what I was able to make in that moment. If I was supposed to have made another decision, I would have made another decision. And that's the same with you. If there's a decision that you're making or you're faced with right now, and you're struggling over it, and you're struggling over it, and you don't know which way to go, or here or there, or whatever it is, no, you can't make the wrong decision. You can't. Because whatever decision it is that you make will lead you where your next step is supposed to be. If I had not made those choices a long time ago, I would not be standing here right now. I wouldn't be. And I wouldn't be the worthiness warrior, and I wouldn't be writing a book, and I wouldn't be able to go and help other people who are in these situations, or who are addicts, or who are this, or who are that, or who are struggling. I wouldn't have the open heart. I wouldn't be able to give back. I wouldn't be able to give my love. So the first step in knowing that what you have done is not wrong is, let's take a moment right now and think of one thing that you think that you have done that is wrong. It could be little, it could be big, whatever it is. Just think of it and forgive yourself. That is the huge key. Forgive yourself for whatever it is that you think you've done wrong. Because God will forgive you. God thinks you're perfect. The universe forgives you. That is the key. And when we can forgive ourselves, then we can forgive others. And when we can forgive others, we can forgive our fathers for whatever they've done to us. We can forgive our mothers for whatever they've done to us. Our sisters, our brothers, our enemies. And that's where the peace comes from. That's what changes the world. That's where love lives, is in forgiveness. So if you can all just, take a moment every day and maybe open your heart a little bit and forgive. Forgive that person who cut you off. Forgive that person who ran the red light and almost hit you. Forgive the person who, maybe gave you the finger or whatever it is. You're at your child's soccer game or whatever, and, the other parent's yelling at you. Just open your heart. Because when you can live with an open heart and just have compassion and forgiveness for others, then hate can't live. Hate cannot live where there is love. Hate cannot live where there's compassion. It can't. They cannot live together. Those are the lessons that I've learned on the journey that I've been on. And being wrong and having wrongness in your life is a judgment. And when you're feeling that, you're judging yourself. And you're judging yourself as wrong. Now, who is there that is the only source in the world that is able to judge you? It's not you. It's not others. It's God. It's the universe. It's source. And if you are a product of this higher power and this beautiful universe, and all these things that you have done that you have thought were wrong, and God made you, and source universe made you. And like I said before, it doesn't make mistakes. So anything that you have done has not been wrong. And I really want you to know that and hear that. Hear that. Nothing you have done has been wrong. The only thing that's wrong is the judgment that you place upon it. You are all perfect, divine beings, living the perfect, divine life that you were meant to live. You were meant to live the life that you're living right now. This was what you were supposed to do here. The choices you made were the choices you were supposed to make here. So forgive yourself. And forgive everyone else. Thank you.
Woo!